Hello and welcome. Well, people have been asking me if there are any good endless endurance races for the Rimac Nevera. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, you just hold on. So in the exclusive series, we do have a good race, Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. And it is, boy, it's quite the car. So of course, you have to be fully upgraded, and we'll get into those costs a little bit later. This is probably my most favorite electric car, sound-wise for sure. Let's see, Volkswagen IDR is quite the amazing car. This one's definitely faster. This car has shocking downforce. You're going to see it in just a little bit. Now, a critical component of endless endurance racing is generally you have to take some sort of a cut. This is the only one I'm going to take, and I'm not going to take the first cut. Now, here's where I really want you to pay attention to the downforce of this car. Pay attention to my speed and how I'm taking this next corner. This is something else. 400 kilometers an hour, that low in the corner. And you're going to notice I don't have to take very much of a race line. I don't have to be very careful. This car has amazing downforce at speed. It's just, wow, it's quite surprising. Ooh, a little bit off track there where I didn't mean to. So if you're not familiar with this, we've got to pass 42 cars as fast as possible to trigger the endless endurance race. I don't know why the answer is 42 cars. It's just the way it is. It's the same thing at every single track, in every single car. If you can pass 42 cars, you'll get to the point of the endless endurance race, and you'll see what that looks like here in a bit. If you count, you'll count them. You'll notice exactly where it is. This is possible at some tracks where you don't cut. Very few, like Melbourne, possible in a few cars. Indianapolis Motor Speedway, possible in one car. I definitely find that tilt B controls are best. I use sensitivity 0, that doesn't really matter. All assists have to be off, that's a requirement. And I'll get a little bit more about that. Tilt B controls, the reason why I say that it's preferred is because of when you're doing an off-track cut and you lose traction, you can just lift off the accelerator and regain traction. Whereas in a tilt A setup, anything without manual controls, manual accelerator and brakes, you're going to really skid a lot. And all assists have to be off with the off-track cuts. Also, they're just going to mess this up too much. Like a brake assist, absolutely not. Traction control, absolutely not. Steering assist is going to mess you up off track. Okay, watch this. Watch how low I'm going to stay going. Well, I went a little bit higher this time. You keep watching this. It's shocking how fast I can take that corner. So here is the fully upgraded specs, and I was wrong. I said to someone the other day that the top speed going forwards is 444. I was wrong, it's 459, so I apologize for that. That was in my video where I show how fast this thing could go in reverse. It obviously could maybe do more. It's pretty shocking though. I did 444 in reverse, which is crazy. But obviously it's 459, which we're not gonna hit during this race. We don't have a long enough section. Quite the car. I mean, yeah, it's expensive to fully upgrade, but it's a pretty amazing car to drive, actually. It's a lot of fun. And Lightning Unleashed is still on. I'll have a link to that here at the end of the video, along with some other interesting links about this car. This car set several speed records in the game. In real life, it set 23 world records in one day in 2023. Someone pointed that out, that it's pretty cool that it did 23 records in 2023. So the perpetual point comes pretty quickly. Perpetual point is a coin I phrased that describes just that's when the endless endurance race is kicked in. And you'll notice it. You're going to notice the cars start to get further apart, and then suddenly they're not. Okay, well, that was not ideal. I was encountering that bot at a really bad spot. Obviously, I don't mind going off track once in a while, but not a lot. Like, here's a big cut, and other than this, that's it. Ooh, I got really close to getting swiped by that bot. You do got to watch out for those ghost bots. There's a bit of a, not really sure. I mean, the general consensus is that if you pass a bot when it's approaching the braking zone, it won't brake, it'll just coast. I'm not so sure sometimes. I've had bots hit me really hard, so I'm not quite sure how it works all the time. I've had some weird stuff happen with bots. Also, I've seen them take corners faster than is possible. So I don't know if they get a grip boost as well. Weird things happen with ghost bots. So there's two parts of this track where you've got to be really careful of the ghost spots. So I'm going to point those out. The ones coming up here right away, which is the entrance onto the speedway, you've got to be careful because you can end up passing someone right here and then have a horrible encounter with a ghost. Now, I'm going to catch some nice slipstream. And now, earlier on, he would have been braking in that spot. He's still going to brake probably right here. So look at this slingshot pass. Ooh, that was close to the wall. Slingshot past that guy. That's pretty cool. We'll hit the perpetual point here very soon, I think. If you've been counting, you'll know what I'm talking about. So the brakes don't feel as like this is a heavy car. So there's a bit of a, I don't know, a funny effect with the brakes in this car. For one, you're approaching corners faster than you ever have in any other car. That is in speeds below 400, that is. 0 to 300, fastest car in the game. And so that's very surprising. There, look. Suddenly the cars are grouped a little bit closer together. And I might catch this guy at the exit of this corner. They still brake a little bit, which is very odd. So at this point, every car is actually faster than a fully upgraded car, except if they brake in a really stupid spot, and then I can catch up again. So I got to be careful there. Drove that in a little bit deep, not too bad though. And the bots always brake worse than us, except for really big sweeping corners. They do those pretty good. Now here is where you also have to watch out for ghost bots. You're going to see I'm probably going to get hit here in a bit. Now we're going to warp ahead a while because it's a long race. I'm going a long ways. Look at this. Look how close the bots are now. That is something else. And watch what happens here. Boom! And a second hit. Nasty ghost bot. I got double hit by him. So that wasn't very nice. I don't think it damaged me. I didn't notice any loss of speed. My windshield didn't get cracked. But that was quite the T-bone hit. Yeah, it's nice and clear. So we're going ahead another bunch of laps. And look at this. Look how much close the cars are. They're getting even closer together. As you run faster and faster, they can get closer and closer together. On some tracks, they get so close together, they can start to have accidents. Now, watch this. See that guy? I just passed him. Look at that. Almost hit me. I've been hit by them a few times in the past. Now, catching a bit of slipstream. Let's warp ahead some more here. And we're going to get to just to the point where we're going to be getting to 100 kilometers here pretty soon. We're going past that, though, to get the earnings that I showed you. Here, set up a nice run here. Oh, beautiful. Nice slipstreaming. And watch this. He starts to pull away because he's faster than fully upgraded. But then they brake a little bit right there, which is so strange. So I'm going to get over 430, 440 maybe. Yep, just into the 440s. Don't want to drive it in much deeper than that, or you're going to be, I mean, even look at this. If you're getting a tow, especially if you get a tow while you're braking, don't do that. It'll wreck your braking points. So get away from the bot when you're braking, or it's really going to throw off your braking zones. There, if I keep him outside like that, he's not going to come back and hit me. So that's a good thing. And we'll do another warp at this point and get closer to the end of the race. So this gets really funny. I wanted to get some really nice shots, so for thumbnails. And I thought I want to catch an action shot. I want to catch myself kind of grinding with this guy, you know, like we're fighting for the lead type of thing. So I was getting some nice pictures, and I didn't pay attention to when I unpaused the race. Woo! Nasty. Stuff like that's going to affect my earnings a little bit. I had a few little mishaps, but yeah, it's a pretty accurate representation. I did hire the crew, so we're going to remove that. I'll give you the base numbers and also the boosted numbers. So there's the R with the manager hired. Race time, 33 minutes, 43 seconds. Fame pay, pretty good, 66,960 with the agent. So with the agent, 1986 fame per minute, without 993. Please like, please subscribe, check out some other videos. Thanks so much for joining me. Have some fun out there in this car.